Thought this was too good an opportunity not to share with everyone, and I'm going to do another real-time SEO audit, and this is for a real customer. I got his permission to actually do this as well because I feel like it could add a lot of value to a lot of people. So I wanted to create this as a video just to give people that have business that are selling products online, give them a few tips and tricks on how to generate more sales, because I get asked a lot on, I sell X product. What are some things I can do to increase my sales? And I thought, why not do something that will help a whole bunch of people? So I spoke to the owner of this business and said, well, if you want me to have a look at no cost, I'll do it. If I can do it as a video, then we're sweet. So a bit of background. Let me just get my ducks lined up here in a row. Because like I said, I don't normally do a live stream on days like this. So let me just get my ducks in a row with the client, and then we'll do a bit of background. And I'm going to do this as I would do my audits in real time. Hopefully you get a lot out of it. Now, as always, guys, get in and ask questions. If you have a product yourself or wondered, had any questions about how to get a sell a product online, or thinking about doing it, it's a great time to ask you questions, because you'll have my full attention. I will be able to answer those questions as we go, and I'll be able to show you real life examples. So always the best time to do it. So I'm just bringing this up. So it was Insoles. Let's have a look. I think I'm in the wrong email address here. Insoles. Okay, there it is. Okay, so the website we are looking at today, and I'll bring this up in the, is actually, if I go source, share screen, and we'll share this screen. This is going to be a bit meta for everyone. Is Insoles. Let me just bring this over here so I can see what we're looking at and make sure it's sized up properly. Okay, and I'm going to just get rid of the chat box, guys. If you have any questions in the chat, just let us know. There we go. Okay, so we are looking at, I'm just going to zoom in a little bit just so it looks good. And I'm going to remove our chat box. There we go. Okay, so we are looking at aligneinsoles.com.au. Now, the owner of this business has asked me to have a look, and and I'll read you the email that I received just so we have some context. And that email is here, and it goes, I'm considering shutting down the website as I'm not getting any results. Before I do this, I'd like to know if it's worth starting again or working with what I have. And the website is aligneinsoles.com.au. So this is the website we're looking at. So just bear with me as I set up my ducks. So the first thing I always like to do with any product, website, service, anything, is look at the website, because I'm a big believer in that the place you send the traffic to, firstly, it's not worth generating any traffic unless the place you're sending the traffic to is designed to convert. So we are going to take a look at the website first. And guys, like I said, if you have any questions, please let me know. So the first thing I like to do when I look at a product website, so we're going to separate generating traffic and generating traffic to the site and conversion, because they're two separate things when it comes to products. So when I'm looking at this site, the first thing I'm actually looking at is, can I understand what this product does above the fold? And in 7 seconds to make a decision on whether I want this product or not. You need to be able to do that, because if you can't do that, then most people are going to leave before they come to it. So having a look, like I said, I'm no CRO, I'm no conversion rate optimizer, so there's going to be things here that can be done probably better than I could ever do them, but at least it'll give you a bit of a reference. So firstly, I don't actually mind the website. I think it, big thing, it has call to action above the fold. Firstly, 90% of products don't have that. But Aline Insoles, empower your body, empower your life. And then it's got a picture of the insole. So the first thing I would say is, if I land on this and I've come from a search result or I've come from an ad and I get gone to this, the ad either has to do a hell of a lot of explaining before I get there. And secondly, you would probably send the ad directly to the product, right? But if I land on this because I've seen the brand and I go to this, I'd have actually minimal idea of what it's about. I've got this picture of a older gentleman running. So like the images and the copy are what determine whether someone's going to continue or not. So I see this old man of running up a set of stairs, a picture of the insole, that's fine. But Aline insoles, okay, that's cool. Empower your body, empower your life. That to me is not a strong enough subheading for me to engage with this. Notwithstanding the font, I think the color it helps, it washes it out a little bit. So I'd put either a darker background behind this. So I'd make this like put a shade of brown or black over this potentially, just so it's darker, or I'd put a box around this. So what I would do here, I'm just going to learn a little bit more about these insoles and what they specifically do, so I can make a bit more of an idea, get a bit more of an idea of what that could potentially be. So inspired by nature, responsive design. Aline was created with one thing in mind, enabling natural barefoot functions in any shoe on any surface. Why is that not our subheading? So like, I think sometimes people try and get super fancy with this subheading. Empower your body, empower your life. It doesn't resonate with any audience. So if the picture, the best way to think about that is if that picture of that freaking insole wasn't there. So, and I told you I wouldn't pull punches, so apologies. But if that picture of that insole wasn't there, I'd have no idea what this product did. I know it's an insole just because there's a picture of it, but like empower your body, empower your life doesn't do anything for us, right? Why don't we use that? So enabling natural barefoot functions in any shoe on any surface. There's a lot that would resonate a lot more if that. So it was Aline insoles empowering. What was it? I'm just going to copy that in so I can bring it up. So imagine this as your subheading: Aline insoles empowering natural barefoot functions in any shoe on any surface. That would make a lot more sense. And then you would have, this here is what I would consider a weak call to action. You might change that to something like, what is, they wreak havoc on your foot, right? So, so it might be let your foot move naturally today. Make that call to action something that's going to engage people. So you would have like I said, you would have enabling natural barefoot movement in any shoe on any surface. Free your foot today or free your feet today or something like that. Buy now is such a weak call to action that's in my opinion, is lazy. Now, you probably didn't create that call to action, but like that should really resonate with the audience. I can only use my own website as an example because I put a lot of obviously energy into that to make sure that it converts at a high rate. So I could have had here contact my online guide today, but I had work with Jimmy today because it's like, let us become the secret. Jimmy and his team are focused on helping you businesses like yourself stay ahead of the competition. So it's like work with Jimmy today, learn more about us. That's reasonably weak. But like work with Jimmy today. It's not contact us today, contact my online guide today. It's work with Jimmy today. It's specific to the audience I'm trying to target. And this should be the same. Free your feet today or something like that. Free your feet now. But you should have some kind of urgency in it. So yeah, free your feet now. It could work really well. So revolutionize how our body moves. Aline is active. Yep. Okay, that's fine. This is fine. Nothing wrong with this. All I would suggest potentially is that these photo changes with these because it doesn't. You're not easily notice this. So it's a good chance to put photos. So you would have this as better performance as a person running. Health might be a picture of an older gentleman with running shoes on. Playing a sport, and then quality maybe a picture of someone flexing it or something like that. And it's Aline is for everyone, men, women. These don't go anywhere. This is really odd how they hover up but don't have anything happen. So like you could have here, I would link these if you have specific types of insoles. So like if we have men's ones and women's ones, that's what I would do. I would link them to the product category pages. So it doesn't look like we have men's and women's versions of this. So this is kind of a moot point. This doesn't need to be a full section like this unless we have products that are specific to men, women, because this is just a waste of real estate on the homepage. Unless we had a men's version, a women's version, and a thing where we have different sizes, obviously, but we don't have a men's, women's, and children's version of it. So I would change this. I would remove this, and so it didn't take up as much say. Yep. So I would have, you know, revolution, how the body moves, quality, better quality of life, changing the insole. So I would have this. I would have this section like here, and then have this section underneath, because this is where people buy our products. So this is fine. This is good. I would also have buttons here. I would also have buttons here, just so those people that don't scroll, don't know these scrolls, don't miss on clicking on it, because you can click there, right? But I'll make it abundantly clear that that's a clickable thing. So I quite like that. That's quite good. Changing the insole, yep, changing them. I would also bold out the sections in this writing. So like, you know, I would have here, see that it's not really anything you can do there. Free shipping when you buy 2 or more. That's cool. That's fine. Change the way you move. Yep. And where does this learn more go to? So the learn more section really needs to be higher. The learn more section, so like, you need to think of the hierarchy of movement through a website. So they're going to come here. If they don't know about you, they're either going to go 2 places. They're either going to learn more about you, or they're going to scroll down. If they scroll down, the next thing we want to show them is either the product itself and where to buy, if we think that they're ready to do that in the decision-making process, or we need to send them to the about page. So like, I would move our about section a bit higher. So this here, and like, I would have this very, see, I didn't know what this did, right? So I would have this as like, learn more about the revolution, or learn more about Aline, you know, Aline insoles, so that it was a bit higher. So, you know, I would actually change this, and I would have a little bit about our history here as opposed to these, because it feels like that. It feels like the content, it feels like the content was designed to fit around the pictures as opposed to a flow of a person through the site. So I would have this, so we could have this, revolution, our body moves. I would have a photo here potentially, but I would have learn more about, this can be our learning more about us. Then I would have our product itself. So I would have this section here, changing the insole industry. I'd have that. Then I would have this bit third. And then I would have social proof in there as well. There's no testimonials. There's no social proof here. So we need to like fit in some like social proof, whether it's just a picture of this bird saying, oh, how amazing are these insoles? They changed my life. Because you're making a lot of claims that aren't backed by any social proof. So we need to, you know, whether it's product reviews or social proof, we need to have some kind of social proof on here. So hierarchy again would be revolutionize how our body moves, Aline, and then I would have learn more about Aline. Then I would have the section, I would have this section changing the insole industry, and then I would have little buttons here to buy today. That would be there. Then I would have this third section that comes down here. Then between the buying and this bit, I would have a social proof section. It's like, you know, join hundreds of other runners improving their life. Potentially, that's how I would have it. And then I would have our contact us section down the bottom here. So, you know, we really do need a footer that can get people back to where they need to go to. But all right, let's have a look at the learn more section for a sec. So inspired by nature, responsive design. This is great. There's nothing wrong with this page. I would just, again, remember that our call to actions need to be stronger than that. Responsive by design. Yep. So like this page is fine. There's nothing, you know, there's tweaks we could do. I don't know why you have the learn more button there. But you know, it's not hurting being there. You can see our headings are washed out as well. We need to do something about that. So let's go to this for sports section. Aline is here to enhance the game no matter what sport. Okay, we really need social proof in this. We're asking a lot of people to buy something that they're you know, like a lot of these runners, it's their most important asset is their feet, and we're asking them to buy it without any of their peers critiquing it. I think that's a bit of a stretch. So I think we need to have, like, you know, a bit of like social proof. So whatever social proof we use in the on the homepage, we need to carry these other pages as well. So that's just something to think about. Then our product section. We got our two main products. That's fine. That's cool. But again, we call to actions. We need to improve them. And then this is all pretty straightforward. Is there anything in the cart that's eliminating us? So they choose a size. So let's say 10.5. They add that to cart. Then that's added to cart. We view cart. Just seeing if there's anything in our process. Hey mate, how you doing? Yeah. Oh yay, thank you. Are they for me?
They're for both of us.
Okay. Hey mate.
Hey Dad.
Just in the middle of a live stream, boys. So you have these back, and I'll come and grab some a bit later. So you can see here, you come in here. Yep, this is all straightforward. Proceed to checkout. I know our PayPal button's broken, guys, so we need to make sure we fix that. I'd also look at getting Afterpay as well, just as a conversion rate improvement. But besides that, there's there's a lot we can do. There's a lot that we can do on the page to improve the conversion rate. Because like I said, it's not actually worth generating any traffic if it's not designed to convert. The other thing I would do is also have some way of collecting emails at this point. So I would go have here, sign up for our newsletter today and get a 10% discount. The main reason we want to do that is to collect their emails so we can remarket to people that have specifically come to the page and haven't actually used their discount code. We can create an email sequence that says, did you have trouble using your discount code? Here's a quick video on how to use it if someone signs up and they don't purchase. The other thing that I would look at doing is maybe adding a live chat to this just to help people engage with the site. Besides that, there are all ways of improving our conversion rate because those emails are worth a lot of money to us and we can turn them into more traffic. So that's the website. There's obviously a few things we can do there. Now, the next thing I want to look at is what we are doing to generate traffic itself. So I'm going to just go on to a few platforms here and just have a look and see what our social presence is like. And I also will check our SEO because I can already tell there's several ways we can improve our search engine optimization and where we rank for products, but is that actually the right way to generate the traffic for what we do? And that's what we'll look at here. So obviously I want to search, so what are we, Aline Insoles, Aline Insole. So let's have a look, see what comes up for that. That's us there, I think. So the first thing I would say is that we don't have, this picture needs to be our logo, 100%. So we want to make sure that that's our logo off the website here. We need to make a circular version to put into here. And we need to make sure that, A-line, we need to make sure we have the same thing. So our brand is carried. So we got 3 different pictures across Instagram and Facebook. Obviously got 1 photo, 3 followers, a lot of abnormally large amount of likes. I'm tipping that we bought a few likes for this one, just looking at it, potentially, but that's fine. But we need to make a concerted effort. So yeah, you can see here, just looking at this, we haven't put much effort into our social media, and that's fine. It's not a natural thing for people to do, but I think this is genuinely a product. There's 2 ways to market it, in my opinion. There's not enough people searching. So I'm going to search for insoles, shoe insoles. And you can see that if I spell it right, you can see that shoe insoles has a lot of search volume, but it's super competitive. We're not going to beat out Shoals. We're not going to beat out eBay. We're not going to beat out Chemist Warehouse, Big W, or maybe Runner Shop, but we're not going to beat out the top results. So we have to change the way we target on search, but I'm going to go back to Facebook for a sec. So the reason why I think social media could be really good is we need some brand discovery for our product. So one of the reasons I think we're not generating the traffic is that a lot of people just don't know the brand and don't know the product. Now, the best way to do that is using a platform for discovery like social media to do that. So people will stumble upon our brand and we can use ads to target people that we think have the best chance of needing our product. So someone like, a runner, someone that's, between in our demographic, let's say over 50 potentially, that likes running, but it's also, but we can get more holistic with our targeting, go, okay, likes running, but also likes orthopedic, has liked, you know, massage therapists, because if they like massage therapists, they're generally in pain. Now, is the pain caused by running? There's maybe a good chance if that's their primary hobby. So like we can use our targeting to really put our product in front of our audience. But the thing we need to remember is, yeah, some people are going to go to the website, but a lot of people are going to go to your social media to investigate the product. And if they land on a page that's basically dead, you know, because it's not being used, then it's not worth running ads, because they're going to land here and go, well, I don't trust this. There's not much engagement, doesn't have many likes. There's no social proof. There's no reviews of the product. So you could spend ad money you could really target the right audience just to find out that they're not going to engage with us because they go onto our social media and realize that we're not, you know, we're not ticking them that mental box that person has. So I definitely think improving our social media would show a lot of benefit. And some of the things we could do are, you know, obviously we got a few here explaining the benefits of our product, but even just think about, I think this is where social media falls over, is a lot of people go, well, we sell an insole product, so we have to talk about insoles 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We need to think about the audience that could use our product and create content that would resonate with them. So like, for instance, golf is obviously one part of our audience that uses our product. They're walking around all day. They're in shoes that are inherently not designed for ergonomics. Like, you know, they're in shoes that are leather bound and don't have any insole suspension. Perfect demographic. Okay, so we need to think, how can we attract more golfers to our Facebook page, right? More golfers that could potentially be interested in our product. Well, this is just an idea. Why don't we create more content for golfers? That will attract that golfing audience, and then subsequently we have our audience that we can then slowly start to introduce to our products. So, for instance, go down your local golf course and ask 5 or 6 golfers some golfing questions. Go, you know, what are some of the things that keep you off the golf course? And some of them might go, oh, I'm in pain, you know, or, you know, I can't get my handicap down or whatever. Just create content around our audiences, as opposed to going, I'm just going to create posts about insoles, because just creating 100 posts about insoles won't generate us the engagement on our content that we can then market to. So I would be breaking down our demographics, going, who are our target markets for this product? Let's just stick to golfers for a minute. So, okay, so golfers is our target market. So what are some things we can do to attract golfers? And ideally you're a golfer yourself, hopefully. And then you can ask, well, what are some things that I like watching? Well, I like watching golf videos. Obviously, most golfers like watching PGA Tour and stuff like that. Most golfers like learning about golf. They like, you know, they just like golf. So we should be creating content that ties to golf. And it might be the best golf shoe. It might be, you know, you might do, you know, here's a quick, you know, I went around the golf course and I asked 20 people what shoes they're wearing. And, you know, of the 20 people on the course, you know, this is their brand, this is their handicap. You might just do content like that. You may just go, okay, well, obviously their shoe they're wearing is going to directly tie to us, but what are some things that indirectly tie that can, you know, we might talk about the different golf buggies out there. We might talk about, you know, how to pick the right shoe for performance. You know, it doesn't have to be about insoles. And I think if you were just to create a Facebook page about insoles, you'd be at 150 people in the next 2 years. If you would create a page that's, you know, every now and again sells the fact that we have insoles, but it's actually about just golf and sports in general and improving your health and fitness and well-being in sports, and then our insole is just one way of doing that, that page will grow from 100 to 1,000 people in a year, because if you do it consistently and provide good value. And the same with Instagram. You know, if this Instagram was about ways to, you know, like improve the health and well-being of sports people, that could generate a lot of traffic. So in that same breath, what are some ways we can use social media to generate more inquiries? And that's influencers. I think in this particular instance, I think getting these insoles into people's shoes that could generate an audience for us or help increase the audience that we have is a good way to do that. And there's some ways we can do that. Like I said, let's use golf as an example. So like there's a lot of golfers out there that just have a hack. But they have, they post a lot of good content, So like what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna type in hashtag golf. And so like this is something you can do, golf addict, right? Okay, hashtag golf addict. And I'm gonna look for some people on the, oh geez. She's quite an attractive lady. I don't know if but anyway, let's look at her for an example, right? So this is KC Golf. She's over in Kansas. This is just I just want to give you an example of the things you should be looking at, okay? So she's got an audience of 5,000 followers. So the first thing I would do is I would look at this and I would go, what's her audience consist of? Who are some of her followers? Are they just, they our audience? Randy, is he our audience? Yep, probably. Steiner, I hate to say it, but like a woman like this playing golf is going to attract a lot of men to her social media profile that, you'd like to not think like that, but that's honestly the case. Like if she endorses a brand of Insole, there's probably a lot of guys that are in her audience that are going to click that and probably have a look. It's just the nature of the beast. So I think, I have a mate and I had him on, Adam. He was saying that he used to sell socks, business socks. And he was saying to me, one of the best ways he sold socks and one of the ways he sold the most socks of any successfully as any campaign was actually going to female influencers and getting them to say that his socks are good. Because most of those female influencers, their audience consists of men. So like her saying that this was a good sock, instead of going to like, business influencers and stuff, go to where the demographic actually is, taking away all biases. So I would be, so with that in mind, something that I would look at doing, let's say our audience is potentially, let's say our audience is like older men because their legs getting sore. So let's go hashtag golf, hashtag women of golf, right? Women of golf. So there's a couple of thousand posts there. So let's see who's using this this tag. Okay, so some of these you can tell aren't legitimate golfers. Holding a golf stick doesn't qualify you as a golf. So Lexus Golf Journey. This is a young girl. This could be a good person to. I don't know if she is. Maybe she's a little bit young to be advertising that. But like, let's go back. Okay, who's this woman here? Coco Suzette. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so she's got 100,000 followers, so she might be a little bit too high a tier for us, but she's this is the kind of person, she plays golf. Actually, she doesn't play much golf. Let's go back to where we were and have a look at some of these. So this one here. Okay, so she's already sponsored. We need like the third. Okay, this woman here. Who's this? Okay, so Lucy Marsh. She's a fitness and wellness coach, but she also obviously plays golf as well. That could be someone worth reaching out to and going like, look, I have these awesome insoles. They're pretty popular on the PGA Tour. I'd love to send you a set and just tell us what you think about them. Lean on that, and then she goes and does a post about it, and that could really lead to some engagement. And then Will in the office here just sent me Clear, which is actually a platform for finding influencers. If you don't want to go through the rigmarole of researching and finding that lower tier, you can actually just go and find influencers that are open to opportunities like this. So. That's another option if you're a little bit time sensitive. So that's something to think about. But like I think leveraging influencers and then using those influencers to help drive traffic to our product, which acts as the social proof, could really work well as well. So that only works though, like I said, if you don't want to spend that kind of money and time and giving away products to send them to Facebook pages, Instagram pages, and websites that don't have the best chance of converting them into traffic. So let's say, for instance, you give it to that, you find an influencer, they show the product, you get a spike in traffic to your Instagram, Facebook, and website. you need a way, or you need to give them a reason. Like ideal world, they purchase, right? But like, let's say a small percentage, like less than 1% purchase off that influencer. But you might get 10 or 20 of them, 50 of them like our page. If they come to the page and it's, they see value from what you're offering. You've got tips on golf. You talk to like, club experts or club pros, and you talk about some of the things that they see, and they might go, actually, I'm going to like this page and continue to follow it. Once we have that demographic that's following us, we can then start to market it. We can then start to run ads to start to tackle that audience. So we can go, okay, well, we know our demographic. We know that if we do run an ad that targets golfers, they're going to land on our Facebook page, or they're going to land on it and they're going to see the stuff that will engage them. We can then spend money on ads, knowing that if they don't purchase straight away, we can keep them in our ecosystem, and we can target them with ads and slowly convince them of why they should use us. And that's where email marketing comes in. You can use email marketing to help deliver that message. But I think it all starts. So let's work on a little bit of a to-do list here. So obviously the website, I mentioned several things on the website we need to do. The second thing we need to do is get our social media back up to speed. So the way we can do that is by looking at our demographics and our audiences and determine what our audience would look like in an ideal world, and start to create content that provides that audience value. So if it's golfers, you might talk about golf tips, some of the best shoes, what makes a good golf shoe. You might talk about some ways they can improve their health, fitness, whatever can be contextually tied back to an insole. We should be talking about it. Doesn't need to be direct. Instagram, Facebook, fix them up. Definitely. I'd ideally start a YouTube channel as well, but that's talking higher sort of level. So straight away, website, Instagram, Facebook. Once we get them back on track, start to reach out to influencers, start to work out how we can get best bang for buck on the work we're putting in on social media. So you'll go to these influencers and talk to them about the things, the way you can work with them when they fit our demographics. So you might find runners, you might find, well, straight away, I know a runner that, would be a good fit for this. Runners, look at our demographics. So I'd take the time to sit down and really nut out who is using this product. And then work on influencers, and then you can start to roll ads into what we do as well. You notice I haven't mentioned SEO much, and that is because we would need to tackle this in a different way than what we're doing at the moment. The chances of us getting to a point where insoles, barefoot insoles or insoles is generating search volume is slim to nil, especially with the brands in there. So one thing we can do is replicate what we're talking about from a social media standpoint by providing value, but doing it on the website. So that is blog posts. That is blog posts basically. So I'd create a resources page, and I would start to create content that aligns with our social media and aligns with our demographics. So if one of our demographics golfers, I would create that content I've been creating for social media. I'd be working out how I can create blog content that can rank for keywords that someone would type. So someone might type in like, what is the best golf shoe for sore, or golf shoe orthotics, right? What is the best golf shoe for sore feet? So let's have a look at what comes up when you search that. And you can see it's an article. 7 best golf shoes for plantar fasciitis. 13 most comfortable golf shoes. So if we wanted to rank for this search result, which could genuinely drive traffic, we need to have a article that ranks for this. So think about what people would type before they look for an insole. So if they got sore feet, the first thing they're probably going to think of is that it's the shoes that's the issue, not the insole. Golf shoes hurt my feet. So golf shoe problems. This could be a great article. How to stop golf shoes hurting my feet. You write an article like the best ways, ways to improve your comfort when getting around the golf course. What can I put in my shoes to stop them from hurting? There's 3 articles right away we could rank for that could drive traffic. But again, they need to go to a website that's designed to rank them. So I would be coming up with a bit of a content strategy, thinking about the things that these people would ask, and then writing articles about it. And some of the ways we can do that is you just come in here. So like, let's say we want to write an article about that. You can come down here and look at some of the related searches and go, the best golf shoes for arthritic feet. Okay, let's dive into that because that's probably our demographic. What is the most comfortable golf shoe? What is the best golf shoe for bad feet? There's heaps of searches for that. So ortho feet golf shoes, best golf shoes for flat feet. Golf shoes hurt my feet. So let's have a look at that. And you can see, why do my feet hurt after golf? What can I put in my shirt? So like there's plenty of content. So the idea is that we're not going to rank for orthopedic golf shoe orthotics, right? It's just too competitive. But we can rank for this stuff. And if we can rank for this stuff, we can then turn that traffic into convert that traffic into inquiries. So just keep that in the back of your mind. I think, if you did this in priority order, fix the website, just tweak it so that it converts better. Social media, look at how we can generate value, create valuable content. Then once we've got that process going, reach out to some influencers, start to look at doing Facebook ads because we can then start to do Facebook ads with the content we create from that. And then look at social SEO, but look at how we can provide value to the market the same way we're doing for social media. I think any product done that way, there is a good chance you're going to sell it. And there is a big if to this, if there is a need for your product. I think that's the biggest takeaway from all of this is you can do all this, but if there's not a genuine need for your product, it doesn't matter how much of this you do. And Paul and I personally learned this. I think we learned this not the hard way, but we did learn this with one of our previous ventures that sometimes there's just not a need for your product. And if that's the case, it doesn't matter what you do on this side. It's just gonna it will get you results. I think if you did enough of this, you would sell a few, but are you gonna sell enough to be sustainable? Probably not. So that's the big thing that I want to end on is that all of this works really well if you have a product that people want. If you don't have a product people want, you can do all this and generate sales, but you're not going to get the flywheel effect, because what we're doing by creating this stuff is creating the flywheel effect that will eventually cause a perpetual motion of you post content, you get sales, you post content, you get sales. And that's where we want to be. So hopefully this helps some people that have products that they're looking to sell. Like I said, I think sometimes you can, especially with social media, everyone's like, look at what we do, look at what we sell, look at what we sell. But if you look at the best social media accounts that sell products, it's all about providing value and getting engagement out from their social media, not just using it as a platform to sell from. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Like I said, do the website tweaks, start cranking your social media out, and I think you'll go a long way into setting you up to sell products consistently. And that works, and I'm just going to flick this off now. That works, doesn't matter what you're selling. I think if you were to do it that way, I think you would have a lot better chance of seeing a product through and selling it. So I'm going to end on that, guys. Any questions, as always, please let me know. I enjoy doing SEO. I enjoy doing this stuff because it reminds me that the process works, basically. Like, I look at this, and if I was to take this Insoles on as a client, that's exactly what I'd be doing for them, and that's what I'd be recommending. So maybe the specifics and the technical side of it would differ, because I would probably execute on it a different way to maybe that this gentleman is if he's doing it himself. But honestly, the principles that we apply as marketers, that is how you go about it. We just maybe do it a little bit more in the weeds maybe. But thanks once again, guys. Any questions, as always, please let me know. Otherwise, I will talk to you all on Thursday when we got an interview lined up for Thursday on linked building. So it's worth jumping in if you're interested in that. Otherwise, yeah, just stay tuned. If you like this, make sure you subscribe, follow us, because I'm doing this stuff more and more regularly, deep dives. So